Good evening, viewers. You're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Choudhary. The top focus on To The Point this evening is on the Kodagu Valley in Karnataka. The reason which the Bajrang Dal, which is a right-wing outfit, held a training camp for students of over 100 students. The training camp involved the usage and training of arms, air rifles, trishuls, spears. Many now asking the question, is the Bajrang Dal looking at raising an armed militia? The Bajrang Dal says absolutely not. This is for self-confidence building measures and self-defense.
Trishuls in hand. Training with air guns. This is a Shaurya workshop organized by the Bajrang Dal at a private school in Karnataka's Kodagu district. Kodagu is known as the land of the generals. So there was also a tribute to first ever Field Marshal of India, Cariappa, and 3rd Army Chief General Timmaiya. The images of this training camp are now viral and have triggered massive outrage. Former Karnataka Chief Minister and Congress leader Siddaramaiah has now said that this Bajrang Dal training workshop has challenged the law of the land. Siddaramaiah has also asked the Karnataka Home Minister to arrest the Bajrang Dal leaders and called on the Education Minister to book the school for organizing illegal activities.
I want to ask the Chief Minister, are you running a government or a circus? When hundreds of Bajrang Dal workers were given rifles, where did this weapon come from? Why were they given weapon training? What is the intention of those people who have taken training? What are they going to do with these weapons and their training?
What's more, SDPI, the political wing of radical Islamic group PFI, has also lodged a complaint, alleging a terror conspiracy.
इस कैंप में बंदूक चलाने की ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है और त्रिशूल दीक्षा की जाती है। ये पूरे कर्नाटक के हुकूमत के नजर में चलती हुई नजर आती है। यही कर्नाटक में मुस्लिम बच्चियां जब अपने सिर को ढककर हिजाब डालकर एग्जाम के लिए जब गई, इनको एग्जाम लिखने के लिए नहीं मौका दिया गया। तो कर्नाटक में हुकूमत है या इंटेलिजेंसी है या नहीं है, ये सवाल हमारे सामने खड़ा होता है।
ಶಾಲಾವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ನಿರ್ಬಂಧ ಆಯಿತು, ಆದರೆ ಕೊಡಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಜರಂಗ ದಳದವರು ಶಸ್ತ್ರಾಸ್ತ್ರ ತರಬೇತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ಕಡಿವಾಣ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಮುಖಂಡರು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಶಾಲೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ನಡೀತದೆ, ವಾರ್ಷಿಕ ತರಬೇತಿ ಶಿಬಿರ ನಡೀತದೆ. ಆ ಶಿಬಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ಏರ್ ಗನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಪೊಲೀಸರೇ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಗನ್ಗಳನ್ನು, ಜೀವಂತ ಗನ್ಗಳನ್ನೇ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏರ್ ಗನ್ಗಳು, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏರ್ ಗನ್ಗಳು ಮನೇಲಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಒಂದು 700 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, 800 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, 1000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಗನ್ನ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ.
After the hijab showdown, many now are asking, how are trishuls and air guns okay? The Bajrang Dal on its part says there was nothing illegal at its camp and that the intention was only to improve mental and physical resilience of students.
ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರುಗಳು ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ 4:45ರಿಂದ ರಾತ್ರಿ 10 ಗಂಟೆ 15 ನಿಮಿಷದವರೆಗೆ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಅನೇಕ ವಿಚಾರಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಶಾರೀರಿಕವಾಗಿ ದಂಡ, ನಿಯುದ್ಧ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನ್ಚಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಪ್ರವಾಹ ಬಂದಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಂಕಿ ರೋಪ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಡೆತಡೆಗಳು, ಹೈ ಜಂಪ್, ಲಾಂಗ್ ಜಂಪ್, ಈ ತರದ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಿಸುವಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನ ಆ ವರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಸಿರುವಂತದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಏರ್ ಗನ್. ಅದು ಏರ್ ಗನ್ ಅಂತ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಪ್ರಾಂತ ಶೌರ್ಯ ಪ್ರಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ವರ್ಗ ಏನು ಬಜರಂಗ ದಳದ ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಆಯಿತು, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಂತಹ ಕಾನೂನು ಬಾಹಿರ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳು ಯಾವುದು ನಡೆದಿಲ್ಲ. ದೈಹಿಕ ವ್ಯಾಯಾಮಗಳಿರಬಹುದು, ಬೌದ್ಧಿಕ ವರ್ಗಗಳಿರಬಹುದು, ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ನಡೆಯಿತು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಸ್ಡಿಪಿ ಅವರು, ಪಿಎಫ್ಐ ಅವರು ಏನು ಆರೋಪಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸಶಸ್ತ್ರ ಆಯುಧಗಳ ತರಬೇತಿ, ಬಂದೂಕಿನ ತರಬೇತಿಯನ್ನ ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇದು ಸತ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ದೂರವಾದಂತದ್ದು.
The Bajrang Dal-organized training camp has become the latest flashpoint in polarization Nataka. With K. Karthik, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, so the question that we are asking is the Bajrang Dal raising an armed militia, or like they said, this happens every year, what's wrong with it, even though there were no permissions, even though you need a license right now to use an air gun. They say that this is for self-confidence and self-defense. I want to cut across to our guest this evening, Mohan Krishna, spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, joining us. In a short while, we'll have Lavanya, Ballal, spokesperson, Karnataka Congress. We also have Brinda Adige, social activist. All right, I want to cut across to Mohan Krishna, spokesperson. Okay, we don't have Mr. Mohan Krishna. All right, we also have S Prakash, Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson, along with Brinda Adige, social activist right now. Mr. Prakash, the fact is, where does the BJP stand? Mr. Ishwarappa has come out, defended this camp. On the other hand, C.T. Ravi has come out defending this camp. I just want to put across the Arms Act, which was amended in 2016. Sir, it clearly says that even if you want to fire an air gun, you need a license for it. There was no permission. The police has said, the DM has said, no permission that was taken for this arms training camp. What was the end result of it? Does the BJP support it?
No, it's an annual physical exercise camp they hold every year. And they do several physical endurance exercises. And along with it, maybe they have trained for the firing air guns. And the SP of the Kodagu has also clarified they don't need any permission, license for the air guns.
Sir, I want to put out the amended Arms Act 2016. No, I want to put those graphics out. Hear me out, sir. Sir, will you hear me out?
What the Superintendent of Police
Sir, I'm giving you the rule of law.
I'm not disputing it.
Sir, I am giving you the rule of law. Now let me ask you, under the rule of law, Rule 8 of the Arms Act says, brandishing of firearms in a public place is banned. Air rifle weapons included. A person cannot carry or discharge a firearm in a built-up area or any public place. This also, the amended act, includes the use of an air gun, sir. Now tell me, is it all right? Does the BJP think it's okay?
If there is any violation on the part of Bajrang Dal or anyone, police officials are there to take the appropriate action over it. As such, they are doing a harmless exercise, which is an annual affair. Even during the Congress regime, this kind of exercises were held. Even then, there was a lot of hue and cry, but subsequently everything subsided.
Does the BJP, they have violated the rule of law, sir, that's established. Now I want to ask you, does the BJP...
No, I'm not saying, I am not aware of the rule. I said, if there is any violation, it is for the Bajrang Dal and the Superintendent of Police to look into it.
Does the BJP support it?
No, BJP support doesn't arise at all. It is the government which will look into it. BJP believes the Bajrang Dal activity is not against the society or against any individual or community. They are working for a cause and for the protection of the religion. It is their annual affair, and it is happening for the last several years.
It's been questioned for the last several years as well, sir. Will you stay on with me? Can I bring in Mr. Sriraj Nair? He's the spokesperson of the VHP. He's joining us. Mr. Sriraj Nair, the Bajrang Dal is a part of your own outfit. I want to ask you, did you have permissions to conduct this arms training camp? What is the end result? Why were you training them in arms that A, require a license, that require permission? What is the end result of it?
Is this a question to me?
Of course, sir, it's a question to you. Yes, Mr. Nair, it's a question directed at you, sir. Can you hear me?
Okay, now this is not the first time that we are training our cadres. Bajrang Dal, now I was there in the Bajrang Dal training camp just day before yesterday in Mumbai. We have Bajrang Dal training camps year after year, and that's been happening. Now, we don't teach them to use firearms. Most of the weapons are, not the original ones. But, and for that, we don't need to seek any permission. And Bajrang Dal is a responsible organization. We have never been into, our boys have never done any kind of unlawful acts. And we are very proud of our Bajrang Dal team.
Sir,
That's
I'll
what
ask
I
you
can
again.
say.
Let me,
Not
for
nothing.
your benefit, Mr. Nair,
If
for your
anything
benefit, sir, hear me out.
let the rule of law. See,
Sir,
we are very clear.
therefore, I will
If anything-
apprise you of the rule of law. May I?
So
I want to once again, sir, hear me out. Sir, 2016 amendment to the Arms Act says even a air rifle to be used requires a license and permission. You had 160 air rifles at this particular arms training camp in Kadagu. You had sharp weapons. Now, sir, tell me, is it a violation of law or not?
See, absolutely not. Now, if at all, let us not go in for a media trial. We have
Sir, it's not a media trial, it's the rule of law. I'm quoting law.
So there is police in Karnataka. This is a nation which has given free and fair trial even to Kasav and Afzal Guru. Let us not go in for a media trial. If anything, any violation has happened, we will answer in the court of law.
Okay.
Our team will answer to the police.
Fair enough, sir. You'll answer in the court of law. I want to ask you one quick question again, Mr. Nair. What is the end mean of holding a camp like this? What is it that the Bajrang Dal hopes to achieve by arms training of young boys?
We are very proud of our Bajrang Dal, and the purpose of training is one is self-defense, and we know, and even if we go in for a blind eye, or even if we live in a denial mode, love jihad is rampant. Our girls are being picked up. We are seeing jihadi activities. We are seeing so many Naxalism. So that is basically to safeguard the nation and our Sanskriti. That is the main purpose.
So, sir, you are telling me, may I interpret it, that if need be, you are raising an armed militia to take on love jihad, to take on all these activities that you have just elucidated? It's an armed militia that you are raising.
That is your interpretation. I never said that we are raising an armed militia. I have said that it is only for self-defense, and that's, as I said, most of the weapons, because I have been going in Bajrang Dal camp for so many years, and this is just mock drilling.
Sir, you think, let me ask you, sir, firing of an air rifle in self-defense is all right?
See, I said no. This nation is not a banana republic. Karnataka is there is an elected government there. There is rule of law which is prevailing there. If anything,
which you've just violated.
If unlawful activities, if by you, what
you
say,
there is no if but about it. I've just told you the amended law. You've just violated it.
Let us not go in for a media trial. I said we are absolutely proud.
Sir,
no remote.
I'm not passing any judgment. Okay, I'm not passing any judgment. I'm only quoting rule of law. May I bring in? Yes, go ahead, sir. Make your point.
So let the rule of law prevail. There is police in Karnataka. We will answer to the agencies if required.
All right. Lavanya, Ballal, today you have Mr. Siddaramaiah, who's taking on the Bajrang Dal, talking about this armed workshop or this armed camp, training about 160 boys. The fact is it happened in your term as well, under your watch. Hypocrisy, much?
Absolutely not, and this is not appreciated. There were sporadic incidents of where they were trying to give arms to the youngsters. Now there is a proper training camp, and within this, education campus, they have been training the students, which is flouting the law. And the BJP spokesperson mentioned quite a few incidents about Naxals and everybody. So basically, he is agreeing that there is no law and order in Karnataka state, and if they're raising an armed militia against fellow Indians, what does that even mean? I mean, is this an organization that has disrespected the constitution always and is once again flouting the laws of the land? And they have to remember, this is the nation of Gandhi, and we need to be giving books and computers in the kids' hands and ensuring their future is secure. And I would like to ask, how many BJP
one by one, I'll come to you. Give me a minute. Make your point.
How many how many BJP leaders' kids were involved in the training camp, or was it just the OBC community students involved in this? Thank you.
Okay, stay with me. I want to bring in Brinda Adige as well. Brinda Adige, the fact is this has happened in Karnataka. It's not the first time it's happened, and I want to put this on record. It happens practically every year. Every year we sit across and we have this conversation on what is going on. Is the fringe, how does one stop the fringe? The fringe is pretty much mainstream right now.
I am shocked and appalled
I object
by the
calling
two
Bajrang
male.
Dal Fringe organization.
Please
It's a
let me
responsible
speak.
organization.
Let me
I'll
speak.
come.
It's not a
I
Fringe
okay.
I will not disturb
Your
you.
objection, sir. Your objection is taken, and I will come back to you for a clarification. Mr. Adige, go ahead.
Preeti, I'm appalled and shocked by the two male panelists just now justifying that arms training, which is unlawful. That is the law of my land, and don't make sentences. If they're fined, then the police will do it. That is against the law. You cannot fire an air gun for any purpose without the permission. You cannot use any sharp objects. And the justification that they are giving is protecting their religion. Against whom? Love jihad. Against whom? That means you have no faith at all in the justice system. You have no faith in the police. You do not think that the police are doing their job, but that is your government. Are you raising a parallel army over here? What are you trying to do? Are you scaring and intimidating others? And can we also have similar such camps and train people, train boys and girls? And will you give the same training in all the colleges for boys and girls so that they can defend themselves against people like you?
Okay, Mr. Nair, you said, okay, you had an objection to being called fringe. Please, you wanted to come in for a rebuttal there, but I want to also ask you one question with it. When you say this is not a banana republic, there is a rule of law, there is a Karnataka police, it's an oxymoron, because on the other side you are saying that we are holding an arms camp to train our boys to take on love jihad, to take on people who are anti-nationals. They are not the part of law. Either you believe that there is law which will take its course and deal with it, or you believe that you want to raise a kangaroo court and a militia of sorts which will take up these causes. Which one is it?
See, I will again say we have investigating agencies. If anything unlawful that has happened there, let the law investigate. We are absolutely open for it. Second thing, how many times did you ever see or hear Bajrang Dal cadres involving any kind of unlawful activities or in a blast? Why don't you do a story on PFI? This is one-sided soft target. Bajrang Dal, you have made a soft target. Bajrang Dal is an absolute nationalist organization. It has never indulged ever in any kind of unlawful anti-national activity. We are very clear and we are proud of it. And anything, if you feel somebody has created a story or a fake story, whatever it is, let the law investigate, and if anything wrong is there, we will support the police.
Mr. Nair, you're sitting across, you're saying there are pictures to elucidate. You said you're using air guns, there are spears, there are trishuls. There is a law which says you cannot use them. Then what is the story that has been created?
Used against whom? Against whom they have used it? Have you ever in last 5 years, 10 years, tell me how many times air guns or trishuls have been used?
Sir, you are not allowed to hold an arms camp, period. Unlawful.
Did you ever hear Bajrang Dal cadres attacking anybody with a trishul or an air gun or any kind of sharp object?
Yes, there are multiple incidents that have happened. I don't want to bring those incidents, and nobody is trying to make comparisons with the PFI. The banning of the PFI as an outfit, the link to terrorism is a separate debate. We'll have it some other time. But having said that, I want to bring in S Prakash in. And Mr. Prakash, I just want to ask you a question, sir. Would the BJP would have taken as a benevolent view of what is going on if these 160 students belong to, say, the minority Muslim community? And they were being trained by some other organization? Would it be as benevolent?
If any physical camp is held by any community, it is perfectly okay with the government, unless they don't cross the law of the land. Why should we bring Muslim into it, Christian into it? The Bajrang Dal is holding such camp for the last several years. I have been saying, even during the Congress regime, such camps were held. There was no hue and cry then. Nobody objected to it. Today, just because few images were surfaced, everybody wants to have their own statements over it. The Brinda Adige was talking about as if the big sky has fallen over the earth. What was he doing when Harsha was killed? Did she condemn it? We have seen several incidents of violence.
May I cut across back to Ms. Ballal? Ms. Ballal, you are politicizing the issue. It's happened earlier. These are harmless harmless camp is what the BJP and the VHP says.
If it is very harmless, then I would love to see many more leaders, BJP leaders, children part of this camp and not graduating from foreign universities when our oppressed community students are being given guns in their hands. This is extremely appalling. I'm running short of words to say how appalling it is that these people have conducted these camps, but they are claiming that if there is a law that we have broken, then let the police take action. And what police are they talking about? The Home Minister himself said that, you know, our police live like dogs, they take bribes. Where is the free and fair investigation going to happen? Why do they want to break the law? Who are these people fighting against? They're not going to the border. They're going to fight with fellow Indians. Why are they spreading so much hate? What is it that they want to do for these children? I mean, these students, what is the future that BJP has as a vision for these students?
All right, okay. Brinda Adige, 20 seconds, then we'll close the show.
I want to reiterate that this is a parallel army. There is no faith in the police system. There is no faith in governance. And this parallel militia is only to threaten the citizens. And this talk by Prakash and the other person saving my religion, protecting my religion, protecting love jihad, against love jihad, is actually intimidating citizens. And you are using our taxpayers' money to intimidate us. Unacceptable.
Directive activity, activists into our consideration.
I challenge
May I, with the permission of all four of my panelists, end this debate, bow out of this debate. I'm sure the debate will continue in days to come. There is outrage that has taken place. One thing we will say, and we will put the facts out there, it's not the first time this camp is happening, viewers. It's happened time in and time again. The visuals, the pictures keep getting possibly more dramatic. 160 students firing air rifles, using Trishuls, then also being trained in the use of spears, which goes against the Arms Act in 2016. Will the Karnataka cops take action? How much action will that be? We're going to keep a keen eye on all developments. Appreciate you for joining us.